Once upon a time in a small village in Pakistan, there lived a young woman named Zainab. Zainab was a devout Muslim, and her passion for her faith was evident to everyone around her. She spent her days studying the Quran, attending religious gatherings, and volunteering at the local mosque. One day, a prominent religious scholar, Maulana Faisal, visited Zainab's village to speak at the mosque. Zainab was eager to hear his teachings and attend his lectures. During his stay, Maulana Faisal took a special interest in Zainab and her dedication to her faith. He was impressed by her knowledge of the Quran and her commitment to living a pious life. As the days went by, Maulana Faisal revealed to Zainab's family that he believed Zainab had a special connection with the Quran. He suggested that Zainab should be married to the Quran in a unique and unconventional ceremony. Zainab's family, also devout Muslims, agreed that this was a noble idea and decided to proceed with the plans. The ceremony was a modest affair, attended by close family members and friends. Zainab wore a beautiful dress, and a special ceremony was conducted to symbolize her union with the Quran. Maulana Faisal presided over the event and recited verses from the Quran to bless the union. After the ceremony, Zainab continued to live with her family, but her life took on a new purpose. She spent her days studying the Quran, teaching it to others, and helping the local community. Her marriage to the Quran became a source of inspiration for many, and people began to travel from far and wide to seek her wisdom and guidance. Despite the unusual nature of her marriage, Zainab was content with her life. She found peace and fulfillment in her relationship with the Quran and dedicated her life to serving Allah and her community. Zainab's story became a symbol of devotion and dedication to one's faith, and her legacy lived on for generations to come. As Zainab continued to dedicate her life to the study and teaching of the Quran, her reputation grew. People from all over the region began to seek her out for her wisdom and guidance. Many women, in particular, saw Zainab as a role model and an inspiration, as she showed them that a life devoted to knowledge and spiritual growth could be deeply fulfilling. One day, a young woman named Aisha traveled to Zainab's village to learn from her. Aisha was a talented student, and she quickly became one of Zainab's most devoted pupils. Under Zainab's tutelage, Aisha blossomed, and her passion for the Quran grew stronger with each passing day. Aisha's family, impressed by her progress and inspired by Zainab's teachings, decided to arrange a marriage for Aisha with a man who shared her love for the Quran. The wedding was a joyous occasion, and Zainab was invited to attend the ceremony as the respected scholar she had become. As the guests gathered for the celebration, Zainab was asked to recite a verse from the Quran to bless the union. She chose a verse from Surah Ar-Rum, chapter 30, that spoke of the beauty and harmony of creation. And among his signs is that he created for you mates from among yourselves, that you may dwell in tranquility with them, and he has put love and mercy between your hearts. Verily, in that are signs for those who reflect. As Zainab recited the verse, a feeling of peace and happiness filled the room. Aisha and her new husband gazed at each other with love and devotion, and everyone in attendance was reminded of the power of faith and the beauty of a union built on shared values. In the days that followed, Aisha continued to study the Quran under Zainab's guidance, and her new husband joined her in her pursuit of knowledge. Together, they became a shining example of a couple united by their love for Allah and His teachings. Zainab's story, and the love and devotion she inspired in others, continued to spread far and wide. Her life was a testament to the power of faith and the importance of dedicating oneself to the study and understanding of the Quran. As the years went by, Zainab's reputation as a scholar and a spiritual guide grew even more, and people from all corners of the world came to seek her wisdom. One day, a prominent religious leader named Sheikh Abdullah traveled to Zainab's village to meet her. Sheikh Abdullah had heard of Zainab's extraordinary devotion to the Quran and was eager to learn from her. As they sat together and discussed the sacred text, Sheikh Abdullah was struck by Zainab's profound understanding and her ability to apply the teachings of the Quran to every aspect of life. During their conversation, Sheikh Abdullah mentioned that he was struggling with a question that had been posed to him by one of his followers. The question was about the meaning of a particular verse in the Quran, and despite his extensive knowledge, Sheikh Abdullah had not been able to provide a satisfactory answer. Zainab listened carefully to the question and after a moment of reflection, she recited the verse in question from Surah Al-Anfal, Chapter 8. Verily, the believers are but brothers, so make settlement between your brothers, and fear Allah that you may receive mercy. She then explained that the verse emphasizes the importance of unity and brotherhood among the believers. It urges Muslims to resolve any disputes or differences they may have, and to strive for harmony in their relationships with one another. Sheikh Abdullah was humbled by Zainab's wisdom and insight. He realized that her connection to the Quran was not just a matter of intellectual understanding, but also a deep spiritual bond that transcended the limits of human knowledge. As the years passed, Zainab continued to share her wisdom and guidance with those who sought her out. Her teachings and her example inspired countless people to pursue a life of knowledge and devotion to Allah. And even though she was known as the woman married to the Quran, her love and devotion to the sacred text only served to strengthen the bonds of love and understanding between her and those who came to learn from her.
Please subscribe to my channel Lessons of Life and press the bell notification icon.